What's up? What's up, everyone? Starting the live here
Right.
with my samurai soldier, Danny Alvarez.
Yes, sir. What's happening, Coach? What's happening?
Oh, just surviving the coronavirus.
Yeah, yeah. Surviving is right. Surviving, hanging in there.
Exactly, exactly. There is not that we can do against something that we have no control.
Yep.
So just hanging in there. Hopefully, doesn't pass that April 30 that the government gave as a shutdown. So hopefully May 1st, like be up and running.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping too. I'm ready. I'm ready. But in the meantime, just grinding every day, man. Doing something every day.
Hmm.
Staying busy, staying active. No laziness.
Yes, like we've been doing online classes here Monday to Friday, and then I've been trying to working out 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay.
So I get to Yuri lives at my house right now, so we do the online class, and then we get to train with each other as well. So that's good.
Nice. Yeah.
So I mean, it doesn't feel good for me. He's 24,
Yeah.
but it is good. It is good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be talking about uh, training and competition mindset. All
Okay.
right. Uh, I think that you have a lot to give to people as information. Just to the guys that don't know, Danny, he's a third degree black belt. Next year, gonna become fourth degree black belt.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I
I
don't
forgot
forget.
about that.
I don't forget.
Yeah.
Three-time martial world champion, four-time no-gi world champion. Went to Brazil, won international matches, won the Brazilian nationals. Has produced like many like world champions, no-gi world champions, martial world champions. Successful business owner. So, Danny, just um, let's talk the beginning when you start like take privates with me back in 2009.
Mhm.
Because back then, like, so we're gonna start with the training mindset because back then, like, I already saw that you were like different than the average people because you'd drive somewhere between 40 minutes to 1 hour to take private lessons with me 2 to 3 times a week. Back then, 2009 didn't have the number of the academies that have nowadays in Dallas, right? In Dallas there. And despite your size difference, like you just want the information. You come like 2 to 3 times a week, like every week. So just to give you like a little bit of like that beginning, like how, like about explain that, like how you were hungry, like for training, for information to get better, and then like you can implement your training mindset. That.
Yeah, so like you said, back in at that time, to have a coach of your level, your caliber, your experience, that close to me, uh,
Mm-hmm.
I just had to take the opportunity to make it happen. Like you said, it depends on what kind of day it was. There was a car accident, there's raining or whatever, there's traffic. It could be 40 minutes, it could be longer, it just depends. But the mindset was I just got to get there. I just got to get to class, and because, like you said, I'm just hungry for the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always trying to just improve and get better. And then when you have someone that's won the things that you've won, competed in the tournaments that you competed in, just done the things that you've done. A lot of people in the area at this time, no one's really did that. Like we had really good instructors in the area for sure. There was just really good black belts in Dallas Fort Worth back in
Mm-hmm.
2010, without a doubt. But competitive, high level, black belts that fought in worlds, ADCC, like did like fought all over Brazil, that really wasn't accessible to me before
Mm-hmm.
until you came. So the mindset was just like, well, you know, like you said, there's a size difference, but I can still learn something. I can still pick some
Mm-hmm.
things up. And I think a lot of it had to do with more of, I think I was like 2 years into being a black belt at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to compete. I was competing already, and I wanted to win. You know, I wanted to win, and how better way to get to the number one spot on the podium than to put yourself around someone already that's already doing it, someone that has the mindset of competing like you did. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because, like I said, you can go to any coach that's good in the academy, but uh, the competition is a completely different animal. It's a different beast,
Mm-hmm.
and you have that mindset to compete against all kind of high caliber black belts. Um, I just wanted to be around that. You know what I mean? Like the mindset,
Mm-hmm.
just the atmosphere of being around another individual going the direction that I'm going in. You know what I mean? Because I could have went
Mm-hmm.
anywhere and just been around any black belt that was really good. Could have learned a lot of great jiu-jitsu from another good black belt, but a high
Mm-hmm.
level competition black belt was what I wasn't used to having at my disposal. You know what I mean? I wasn't used to being around that. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
that was the fire and the motive to the motivation to take the drive and do the private lessons and be around that, you know, and listen to your conversations, you know, listen to the way you talk, the stories, you know,
Mm-hmm.
tell stories that a lot of people don't know. You know what I mean? Like only you know
Yes.
stories along with the other people that were there, but no one else knows these stories. You know, they're great stories. And unless you're around someone like you and Hobson and Shaolin and, you know, all the great guys that you know, Gustavo, guys like that, you won't know
Mm-hmm.
those stories. And so they're motivating, like, man, you know, these guys, that's just good stuff. So I enjoy just the company, like being around
Mm-hmm.
the stories. So that was the motivation. And like I said, I wanted to win. So you got to put yourself around winners to do that, you know, and have a coach
Mm-hmm.
that's been there and done that. You know what I mean? To go and coach me
Mm-hmm.
is one thing, but to be there and know what it feels like to be out there under pressure is a completely different thing, you know. So that was the big motivation for that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100% when what you're saying. Then I understand when you talk about the environment because like some of the names that you mentioned, and then I even saw Gustavo. He's popping in here, like he's watching. And then like one thing that I tell my students sometimes that like I grew up in jiu-jitsu surrounded by royalty. That's what I tell them. You
Mm.
know, because it was like Gustavo on your right, Hobbit on your left, and then Shaolin here, Léo Santos, Feijão, and DJ Pen, and Fernando Boi, and then the list goes on, João Roque, you know. Um, so I understand why you talk about the environment because I believe 100% that if you're in an environment where the mentality is to win,
Mm.
not even like one thing that I was talking to Gustavo in one of the lives that I did with him is that my mindset going into jiu-jitsu, I wasn't going to the tournament to compete. I was going to the tournament to get another gold medal.
Mm.
Like for me, that was a fact. Like I'm not saying that it has to be the mindset of everyone. It's just for me growing up, like without like sure as a kid, not having like much like emotional maturity, all that. I was like, man, it's just a normal thing. I'm gonna go there, do my thing, get another gold medal. That's it.
Yeah.
You know. O André Mota here. I didn't forget about you, Andrezinho. I see one Andrezinho coming to Midland. That's
Yeah.
fine. You know, so for me was that like I remember like André Mota. Like I remember André Pederneiras would put André would start the match, André Pederneiras would put the clock, would walk off, come back, 40 seconds left, it's time to sweep now. Like how good it has to be that technique to the coach that have that belief on the competitor.
Yeah.
Right. So Anyway, so I think I understand what you're saying about that. And then like, so but passing that phase, and then that I think was a really good timing as well, because like when you start training with me, because then like I start bringing like Feijão, Robson, Marcelino, and then like the beginning of like Marco André, Isaac, and like Yuri, you know, like all like back then, like all like kids, right? Good times. And then go to like the first Masterworks, that was 2012, and then like probably because you won WO 2011, right? But I think but my as a coach, my view, like the big one that was like the turning point for you was the Marshall 2012.
Yeah.
So like if you can speak about the Marshall 2012, because like you fought legends of the sport right there.
Yeah. So one of the biggest factors was the cutting weight. I'll just share a little story. I remember one time you told me, because I was placing at black belt, I was medaling, I was getting second, I was getting third. I'd win a match, lose a match, I'd win two, lose one,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting there. And I just remember one time you just said, "Well, do you want to win? Yes or no?" And I'm like, "What kind of question is that? Of course I want to win. I
Mm-hmm.
want gold. Of course I want gold. I want to win." And then you're like, "Well, then you got to cut weight." And I was like, "Man, I already eat healthy. I already run, almost every
Mm-hmm.
day. I work out. Like I train all the time. Like I don't take time off. You know what I mean? Like there
Mm-hmm.
is no off season. It's all year long." And I was thinking, man, I'm already doing like all the things that I can do. And now you want me to cut like almost 10 pounds to go to the next weight class. And you're like, well, it's your choice. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I'm like, so I said, okay, yeah, I mean, obviously I want to win. So I had to figure out how to cut the weight first,
Mm-hmm.
and that whole thing, that was kind of hard to do. But I did it. And once I started getting used to it and bringing my weight down to that weight class, it did make a difference. It did make a difference because the, the, the strength factor and everything came into play. And so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the first 2012, Master Worlds, like you said, you get the bracket and you see who's in the bracket and you're just like, man, this doesn't, like, that's just tough. But that's what you sign up for. Like, like when you sign up, like it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be tough. But you don't realize how tough it's going to be until they start matching names up with each other. And then you start looking like, man, I got to go through him, and then I got to go through him to win. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So um, it was just basically using all the years of experience plus now taking the coaching that I'm getting from you and the mindset and trying to put all that together
Mm-hmm.
out on the competition, out on the mat at the same time, and to have you there in my corner like that made a huge difference because I feel like I've always competed a good portion of my competition by myself, but when
Mm-hmm.
when your coach is there and you have another set of eyes and looking in on the mat and can guide you and give you advice. And if you can take that advice and fight at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
especially because you knew a lot of the competitors, you knew my
Yeah.
competitors and I didn't know them,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know them like you know them. And so the advice and the things that you were telling me to look out for into this, they're going to do this, they're going to try this, then that helps give me a little bit of edge too, because now I know what to expect versus you kind of go out there with your eyes closed, without a
Mm-hmm.
coach, without the advice. It kind of hurts, but to have a coach where you're familiar because you watch the little guys, not just the big guys, you
Mm-hmm.
watch all the guys, you're very,
Yes.
very educated on all their styles and what kind of games they're going to play. And
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like, mentally that made a huge difference because okay, got my coach here, he knows what they're going to do, he knows my game, he knows, um, I can just trust my jiu-jitsu and trust the coaching and just make it happen, and just try
Mm-hmm.
to let it go. But Of course, there's nerves and excitement and that whole thing. But once you get out there and shake hands and the goal is to win, you forget about everything and you just go out there and fight and make it happen, you know. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it was, you know, my first match, yeah, it was just tough all the way through. And then, of course, to fight, you know, one of the legends in the sport, you know, Bernardo Patel in the finals,
Mm-hmm.
was huge. You know, it was just a great moment for me, for sure. You know, and that kind of set
Mm-hmm.
up a lot of other things for me going forward. You know.
Nice. Yeah, like one of the things that you said that is very important because, and then we can go on that part as well. Like during their life is like the trust on the coach, and then the trust on the system. All right, because like I was watching like a Vitor Shaolin interview with Ricardo Mendolia, and where he said something that I probably have watched just that part like 10 times. Like nowadays, so much information that much information is no information.
Hmm.
Like so, like the new generation, and when I say new generation, I don't mean like young person. Can be somebody starting jiu-jitsu at their 50s.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about the new generation of like starting doing jiu-jitsu. It's so much information for them that, and then like they get excited with jiu-jitsu. So what they do, they buy apps, DVDs, like whatever, like subscribe stuff, like online channels, and then they don't get to learn like what you wanna pass to them. So you as a coach, you get in a really hard spot because you're trying to teach that person, all right? And then like in the middle of the technique that you teach the person, oh, but I saw this and oh, well,
Right.
and then the person don't get like the way you think to then understand why you're teaching that way and then to try to apply. And then, of course, like once the person learns, they're going to have their way of applying things, right? Because everybody has different body types. Like we both have different body types. So, but you were able to get stuff like you said, and then implement to your game. Like not like, oh, but what if? Because I've seen this and I've seen that. And then I think that's a big problem that today's generation of jiu-jitsu have, um, that I think Shaolin pointed out in a perfect way. Like there is like too much information. A lot of times there's no information.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Like when I started training under you, the half guard was important. The way you play your half guard is the way I was kind of gravitating. It was like perfect timing. It was like that's what I was gravitating towards, and
Hmm.
it just kind of helped because I didn't really want to know anything else. I just wanted to know the half guard, you know, and like I think at that time it really helped um, make my half guard game what it is now. I feel like most of the things that I've won has come off of my half guard game, you know, and so like you said, I really wasn't interested in too much other information. I
Hmm.
watched your highlights. I seen you fight. I see you practice, and I see how you're able to do the half guard game and the sweeps. To like once you get into the system, you can sweep anyone. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I'm like, that's what I want. I want to get to that point to where my game is so good that once I get them into the system, I can sweep anyone with that. You know.
Hmm.
So, and plus, back in 2010, there wasn't, like you said, there wasn't all this information, anyways. We had to
Yeah, that's true.
there's VHS tapes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot different. It's a lot different.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So like speaking like specific about like a mindset uh scenario, because like you spoke about like when you beat Bernardo Pitel in the final of the martial worlds, and then they're gonna lead me to another like big victory that you had, that was against like Felipe Costas at the Brazilian National, and that was 2015, right? And then like for me, like I as a coach was like I cannot even describe how proud I was because like having a student, like I always tell everybody that if you love jiu-jitsu, in some point you have to go to Brazil
Hmm.
and see how jiu-jitsu is there. And then, yes, like a lot of the best coaches they are here in the United States now or around Europe, Australia, whatever. But it's kind of like if you do judo, you gotta go to Japan sometime. Like
Right.
if you do like Muay Thai, you gotta go to Thailand and like Netherlands at some point. You know, so I believe in on things like that. So if you love jiu-jitsu, you have to go to Brazil at some point to see how jiu-jitsu is over there. Like because you went and you went to train as well. But like if you compare them, then you have to be there because the energy is different,
It's different. It's
right?
different.
So like so the question is like how like was like your approach like for before like you didn't have like you said you had good reviews, but you didn't have like a big title as a black belt yet. So how was for you to face a big name and then once you beat those big names because now you became a target as well. So now you're a big name yourself.
Hmm.
So how you deal with like the situation of like having to face a big name, and then once you became a big name, how to deal with that? Like, because a lot of times people put pressure on themselves, or like, oh, now I have to win because
Right.
that's what people expect. So how you do?
Well, yeah. So going back to the Felipe Costa match in Brazil, again, having a coach say, "Hey, look, if you want to establish yourself, um, you have to do this, this, and this. You know, these are the things that you have to go out and win. I can't just be a local guy or just do a couple IBJJF opens. You have to travel and go to these other countries and compete and
Mm-hmm.
to have someone educate you on that. You know what I mean? Like someone has to educate you because without you telling me, the Brazilian national is a title that you have to have. Like you gotta have that
Mm-hmm.
title. You need to go to Sao Paulo and go win that title. So
Yes.
it became a goal, a target, and otherwise, I don't know if I you know, we would have went to Sao Paulo. But you made a
Mm-hmm.
point like the Brazilian national is a very important tournament, and if you want to establish yourself later on, you have to go and win that. And so I just want to say cutting weight to light feather in the United States at a regular Open or Master Worlds in 2012 is not the same flying to Brazil, having to cut weight, can't
Mm-hmm.
eat. You know what I mean? Like you got to pack little food, and when you land, you still can't really eat. You gotta get off the plane and go run. You got to put on, you know, sauna suits, and it's brutal. I mean, it's brutal. I remember that tournament. Like I just remember like I have a system how to cut my weight, but when you travel to another country and you have what? How
Mm-hmm.
long is the flight? How long is the flight? Like
Like Dallas to São Paulo is like about 10 hours.
yeah, like 10 hours. You know, and you're sipping on little water and you're eating like little things, and then when you land, you can't even eat, and you smell all this food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And pastries and everything else, and you can't have that. You have to go
Mm-hmm.
to the hotel, and if they have a treadmill, great. Sometimes it's broken, so you got to run outside, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to do all these because that was the first battle was to cut the weight. You know, I'm hungry. You know, you're tired because you're running so much.
Mm-hmm.
You're everything else. Um, but to know that Felipe Costa was on the other side of the bracket was like you couldn't ask for anything else. One of the hardest tournaments in jiu-jitsu, okay, and then
Mm-hmm.
one of the best competitors on the other side that you have to go and beat. Not just anyone, but like Felipe Costa, which obviously
Mm-hmm.
got mad respect for. And so being able to win the first two matches and then go up him against him in the finals and win that one with you there in that arena, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a lot. If whoever's watching, if you haven't been to that arena in Sao Paulo, man, you gotta go there. Like it's the energy is just ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's just different,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, it's just one of those things where I won't ever forget that one either, because again, it's against Felipe Costa. It's the Brazilian National Championships. This is one of the best tournaments that you can go out and win. And
Mm-hmm.
I went out and did that. Just the mental fortitude of just being able to block all the other stuff out. I'm hungry. I'm tired. My legs hurt from running. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can only have a little bit of water before your next match. It's not like I went out and ate after my first two matches.
Yes.
Now I got to go beat Felipe Costa, knowing in the back of my mind he's better than me. He's established and done way more than I have. But if I can just go out there and give him everything I got for this one match, I can go out there and get my hand raised, and that's exactly what happened. So it wasn't an easy thing to do, but what those kind of things do is they build you up for the next ones. You know what I mean? Like you start to
Mm-hmm.
build more confidence to like, hey, you know what, I can do this. Where before it's like, I don't know if I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You doubt yourself a lot, and there's always going to be like the good guy and the bad guy. Like when you can't do it, and yeah, you can do it, and that whole thing. But to be able to prove to myself that I can do it started to
Mm-hmm.
really elevate myself. Like, you know what? Yeah, I am good. Yeah, I can fight. Yeah, I do know jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I am a good competitor. So I start to talk to
Mm-hmm.
myself differently. But you can't talk to yourself like that. You can, but without the proven results, it's different. You know what I mean? Like with the results there, now I have something to back it up. Like I've been in these positions. I've been into these fights, these wars with these guys, and I've gone
Mm-hmm.
out and won. So to turn it around now and put it on me to where like, hey, look, he's won. I've won all these things. Because I remember I had someone tell me one time, like, why are you still doing all the opens? Like, why are you competing
Mm-hmm.
all the time? You've already won a couple world championships at Masters, and you got Brazilian. You got all these titles. Why are you still competing? Like basically, like you're giving yourself a chance to lose every time you go out there, even like at the
Mm-hmm.
smaller tournaments. And I know that, but it became more of being able to like I want to execute my techniques. I want to be able to execute what I'm practicing in the
Mm-hmm.
academy and go and execute that in competition. And I have students, and I want to be able to show my students, hey, look, this is what I'm teaching you, and this is what I can get to work in high level competition. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
fluff. It's not just like fake stuff. Like I'm showing you time and time again that I can win these matches by using these techniques. So
Mm-hmm.
the belief in them becomes stronger. So
Mm-hmm.
what I will say is I can lose whatever match from here on out. No one can go back and take those medals off my wall. Like they're there.
Mm-hmm.
No one can scratch them out. If you beat me tomorrow, that doesn't take my Master World Championship titles from me.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That doesn't take the Brazilian national title or the Asian championship or all the other stuff that I won. Those are my titles. I own those. They're on my wall and they're in the history books. Like it's set in
Mm-hmm.
stone. So now I just take the pressure off and be like, let's just go fight. I just compete because I want to compete because I like to compete. It's weird because you get your hands get sweaty, you have
Mm-hmm.
all these things going in your mind, and so it's really coming down to conquering yourself. It's not so much about the guy across from you that you're going to fight, but it's really about you.
Exactly.
Can you just beat your own self because the other guy inside of you is telling you you can't do it, and I want to show myself that I can do it. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I kind of handle where I have a target on my back. For one, no one can take away the titles that I've won, and two, I like to compete, and three, I just like to keep proving to myself, that I can overcome my self doubt because I still have self doubt. Doesn't matter. I'll
Mm-hmm.
sign up for a tournament. And I'm like, oh man, okay, now it's time to get ready. Now it's time to prepare. And then what if I do all this and I don't win, And then it's like, I got to stop all that. You still have those things that creep into your mind.
Yeah.
But being an active competitor helps you with that, you know. So
Hmm.
I like that.
And so, like for you, like because I got you one point on my competition career, where for me, like I felt like I think for what I understood, it's kind of like the same, very similar to what I feel. Like I got one point that I felt that I have accomplished like everything that I want to accomplish, you know. And then for me, like I wanna wasn't about to win, was how I was going to win.
Hmm.
So be able to do so like certain techniques that maybe I wouldn't put out there because I was like just doing what I need to do.
Right.
And then like now I want to win, but I want to win like doing like stuff that like you said, like that I'm showing class, like with drilling. So I can prove to myself and then showing my students that like that can be done.
Right.
Nice, nice. You know, like we have here like Justin Flores. He's one of my students, and then he had a question here like asking if you feel like your weight cut could like hinder your performance.
Do I feel like it hurts my performance?
Yeah, I think that's what he tried to say for what I understood here.
Um, I think you have to learn. You learn how to fight like that. You learn how to fight hungry. You learn how to fight tired. You learn how to fight uh, depleted. You know what I mean? Like you learn
Mm-hmm.
how to fight like that. And I remember, I think it was a 2011, uh, the 2011 American Nationals when I was when I first started to go to light feather. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember, but we're in Carson, California,
Yes, I
and
remember the tournament.
yeah, and they were calling my name and they were gonna DQ me, and it was hot as hell outside, man. And I'm jumping rope. I got the sauna suit on. I come back in. I weigh myself. I'm still overweight. I put the sweaty stuff back on. It was gross. I put the hoodie back on. I go back outside. I'm jogging. I'm jump roping. I come back out. I'm still overweight. I come back. I do it again, and I finally make weight like 141.1, like right on the dot. Now I got to go put on a dry gi, and or now I got to go out there and fight like that. And I just didn't think I could do it. I just didn't think I can do it. I was like, and it was the adult division because you told me to do the
Mm-hmm.
adult division, and I was like,
Yes.
first you want me to cut weight.
That Bruno guy is kind of crazy,
Yeah,
huh?
man. I was like, first this guy wants me to cut weight, and now he wants me to do the adult division. I was like, man, I was cussing you out inside, inside. So I was like, gotta be kidding me, man. And I was like, what the hell? So I did it, and I can't remember the black belt, his name in the first match, but I beat him like 10-0, and it was a 10-minute match, and I was in shock. Like I was just like, I can't believe I just did that. You know what I mean? Like I can't
Mm-hmm.
believe I just did that, and that put me in the semifinal with Kyle Terra. But then you know how that goes with Kyle Terra. So I went
Mm-hmm.
half, and he put me in Kimura, and that was all she wrote. But I was able to walk away with the fact that I made the weight. And not only did I make the weight, but I went out there and fought a 10-minute match in the adult division and beat an adult black belt when I'm a master, um, like pretty dominantly.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of just started getting things going for me. But you don't know until someone pushes you
Mm-hmm.
to that level. I never would have did that. I never would have did that. I'll just be honest. Like I never would have did that. So when I started cutting that weight more often, it became easier to one cut the weight. It was still hard,
Mm-hmm.
but it got easier because I started to know what to do. But mentally, I know I can fight tired. Mentally, I know I can fight hungry. I can fight thirsty, dehydrated. I know I
Mm-hmm.
can fight like that. And so it didn't bother me as much. It sucks. It sucks, but I know I know I can do it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
did it when we did the Asian Open and we landed on Monday, and then Nogi Worlds was on Saturday, and I had to cut 13 pounds. So I land on Monday, I cut 13 pounds, and man, I'm dying. I'm dying because I went to light feather for Nogi, which is 133. You know what I mean? And I ended up winning. I ended up winning. I ended up winning that year, and then just so on and so forth. I think you
Mm-hmm.
just get accustomed to it in your mind, like knowing you're knowing that you can fight like that. It's not fun, but you know
Mm-hmm.
that you can do that. So does it hurt my performance? You know, I think lately, obviously, the last couple of years, I fought at my regular just walk around weight. Um, there is a difference there, but I don't really think I would say it drained me. Yeah, I'm drained. I'm definitely drained, but I know I can fight that way. I know I can survive and
Mm-hmm.
go out there and compete because I did it. I did it in Japan. I did it in Portugal. I did it in Rio. I did it in Sao Paulo. I did it in Abu Dhabi. Like
Mm-hmm.
I did it in Paris. I did it in Rome. Like just pick a place and I cut to light feather, hungry,
Mm-hmm.
fought tired and exhausted and everything else. And those are where most of my major championships were won at, was
Mm-hmm.
at light feather. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a learned thing that you can't just do it every now and then. It has to be something that you do kind of on a
Consistent.
consistent basis to
Mm-hmm.
where you mentally just become tough. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like you tell yourself just because you remember you had me do the adult division at the Rio Open, and I think it was maybe 2012. So I do the adult division. No, I did the Masters International. So I had 4 fights, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I lost to Saloom in the final.
Yes, Thomas Salon.
Yeah, and then there was like a 30-minute break, and the adult division started. So I had already cut the weight for light feather for the international one. And then I had to go fight the adult division. So I had to go outside as hot as hell on that track out there in Tijuca and
Mm-hmm.
run around that track out there because I think I gained like 3 more pounds by drinking Gatorades or whatever in between my matches. I had 4 fights. And then go out there, cut the weight, come back in, make weight again, and then do a 10-minute match. And I think I lost by advantages. I think it was like 0-0, and the other guy had 2 advantages, and I lost the thing. You know what I mean? But I thought I was gonna die out there, though. I did think I was gonna die out
Mm-hmm.
there. That, that,
No,
that, was,
you
that
weren't
was
able to die.
that was rough. But yeah, you just learn
Mm-hmm.
how to. I got a lot of students too that where I tell them I give them the same. The thing is
Mm-hmm.
I can tell my students like I've been there and done that. Oh, you have to cut weight? I know
Yes.
what that feels like. Oh, you're tired? I know what that feels like. You're hungry? I know what that feels like. Oh, you're thirsty? I know what that feels like. But you still
Mm-hmm.
got to fight. You got a job to do.
Yeah, it's like what that was going to say, like, before we go to the next question here, it's like for me, like the things like why like ask you to compete as adult, why ask you to do like master and adult on like on the same day, things like that, because it's like I said, on the very beginning when you start driving like to make the private lessons with me, I was like, "Man, that guy's not normal." And then like when I say it's not normal, I'm talking about on a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe every successful human being, man can be a woman, is not a normal person. Because if he was a normal person, wouldn't achieve the things that I achieved. And then for me was like I see like the hungry and the passion on you to do that. So I want you to experience like everything that I have done,
Mm-hmm.
because I knew that not only like would make you like a better competitor, but a better coach, which means like you better personnel, because now like person gonna be able to learn from you, not because you're guessing, because you're thinking, but because like you have done, and then you have professional. I can say that because that's how work that I have done, you
Yeah.
know. So that for me was like the biggest thing. Like I wanna make sure that like you always talk about the legends, man. I wanna like one thing that I always told you. I want you to become a legend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to build your own legacy. Like you don't have to be like a Bruno. You have to be a Danny Alvarez.
Right.
And like I like today I'm proud. I'm proud because you did that. You know, and that's why like I always like speak so high of you to everybody.
Well, a lot of it too was I don't know. I guess my whole life, I guess I've always been fighting for like just respect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted people to be like, yeah, man. Like, I'm just not just an ordinary guy that just did some jiu-jitsu over the years and then I got a black belt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't want to just be like, well, yeah, he did some competitions and he fought, but he really wasn't that good. Like, I wanted to be one of the ones that, like you said, build a legacy. I wanted to prove to people that I belong at the table. You know what I mean? Like, I want
Mm-hmm.
to sit at the table with some of the best guys out there, and the only way to do that is just to put myself through
Mm-hmm.
some crappy things, man. And I got to go out there and fight the best guys in all these tournaments in all the different places around the world, not just stays in my safe little not just stays in my safe little happy place here in Texas or in the United States, and go and fight guys that you don't know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Masters International one in Rio. I lost that one twice, and then I had the 4 fights, and then I won that one finally. That was another big
Yes.
moment for me that I was really happy about. You know, and then you were
At
there.
the legendary Tijuca Tennis Club.
Yeah. I mean, to be in that arena, I know it's not the same where like Audrey Gracie and Jacare and you fought at like that time, but to still be on the green and yellow mats, the puzzle mats,
Mm-hmm.
and the birds are flying around and the you know what I mean, like to be in that and then win,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like only a few people will know what that feels like. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to go there to go and do that. You got to prepare, and then you got to hop on the plane, and then you got to go and fight that, and then Sao Paulo and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I just wanted to be able to say that, you know, not only that I did it, but like I fought there, but I won there. That because it took me 3 times to win it there, and I think the
Mm-hmm.
American Nationals was like, I think I lost the first time, and then I won it the second time I went back. I think,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, but yeah, it's I think if you really want to leave yourself in a position at the top, you have to do all those things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you got to get on a plane and you got to go and fight the best guys and win. You know, so
Yes, sir. So like we have a question here like from Asif, the notification that I have like he's saying here like you said that you have that voice in your head like before you compete, like the bad, the good guy, all this stuff, right? So do you find that voice is easier to like to beat the more you compete?
yeah. So this is how it goes. I'll let everyone know how it goes. So I don't really sleep well the night before. You know, I'm in the hotel room. Uh, the just things are going through my mind. My opponent, my
Mm-hmm.
game plan. You know, what if I lose? You know, just stuff. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
so I don't really sleep well. But when I get to the arena, and I still feel that way in the taxi, in the subway, or however I get there. If I drive, rent a car,
Mm-hmm.
however I get there, I still have those feelings. But when I get to the arena and I put my stuff down and it's time to warm up and I put my headphones on and I play my music and I start taping my fingers. You know, I got my gi on,
Mm-hmm.
I got my hoodie on, and I start taping up, it all goes away. Because I'm like, I'm here to perform. I'm here to execute. I'm here to do a job.
Mm-hmm.
I got I'm here to put in work. And then all that stuff just goes out of the way. But I got to deal with it like everyone else does prior to that. But once
Mm-hmm.
I put the tape on my fingers and I start warming up, man, I want to go out there and smash. Like, that's it. I just want to go out there and fight like I know I can fight. Because I fought where I gave too much respect to my opponent, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I held back. And when you walk off the mat, it's disappointing because you're like, man, I could have fought better than that. I know I can do better than that. So I don't like
Mm-hmm.
that feeling. So the feeling of going out there and not being able to perform like I want to, like I know I can, uh, that fear is worse than like losing. You know what I mean? Like I want to
Mm-hmm.
go out there and perform the
Yes.
best I can,
100%.
and so all that other crap just goes out the window. But I'm human like everyone else, and I feel the same. I have the same thoughts, but when it's time to go, when I got it's time to go. It's time to go, and then all of it just goes away. You know what I mean? Because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I know how hard I work. You know what I mean? I don't. I'm not just a guy that just like, oh, you know what? There's a competition. I want to sign up. Let me go compete. Man, I'm running all week. I'm lifting weights all week. I'm training hard all week with the best guys that I have, my students. You know, I'm eating right. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And then now when I get to the tournament, I'm not gonna go out and do my best. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to you as a coach and to everyone else. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
have a job to go out there and to compete like I'm supposed to compete, like I know I'm supposed to compete. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so there's that would be the long answer on that. You know,
Nice.
yeah.
So like one question that I would like to make you, because like we are like already like 45 minutes in, but like we talk a lot about like your competitor side, but we didn't talk about like your coaching side, right? And then like you have like a lot of great competitors, like I said in the beginning, like heroes, master wolves, world champions. Um, and then like I'm a parent myself, and I have a lot of students that like their families training, so they training and their kids training. So you have a daughter that's a world class competitor with world championships and a color belt, with an open title on a black as a black belt already. One of the best females in the world, man. So like, if you can say a little bit of like how is that relationship, like not like the battles that you have to go through that, because I think it's nice for the parents to hear that, all right? And then like just as a coach overall, like your mindset if you're switch to competition.
With my students or just Danielle?
Yeah, no, I know there are two different answers.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why I
yeah.
like
It's two
to,
different answers. So both?
yes.
Okay, so with Danielle, it's hard because you got to be the coach and the father at the same time. But I really try not to be the father. I'm the coach, you know, and I know what it takes to win. I've been there, done that, and so it's 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 tough. It's really tough because that stuff carries home with you, and then whatever happens
Hmm.
at home carries to the mat, and it's a really fine line. You know, to where we argue a lot, fight a lot, you know. But I think she knows that the confidence is there that like, hey, I've been there, done that, and this guy knows what he's talking about. But it's also, well, I don't really want to do what he's asking me to do. You know what I mean? But I know I have to do
Hmm.
it. And I want you to do what I'm telling you to do. Like, this is what I want. This is what I expect from you. And you're not giving me what I expect. I know what you're going to go up against and who you got to fight. And we need to, you know, it's just, it makes it really tough. But at the end of the day, um, you know, we get the job done. You know, obviously
Hmm.
we get the job done, but it's not easy. It's not like we have the greatest relationship, like, um,
I see a
on the
lot.
mat. You know what I mean? Like, because it's just tough. You know, she has her way and
Hmm.
I have my way. You know, and it's trying to find that happy medium sometimes and how it's going to work. And you know, there's days where, man, like she's pissed off at me before the tournament. And sometimes that's a good
Hmm.
thing because she'll go out there and fight really hard. You know what I mean? Because she's
Hmm.
mad at me. She's taking it out on out on her opponent. You know, so uh, you know, and I've been the same way where we're fighting together. We go out and compete, and she done made me mad because we're not, you know, we're fighting, and I go out there and I'm not even thinking about any negative thoughts. I just want to just take it out on this guy because my
Hmm.
you know my daughter pissed me off. So I just want to, you know, but yeah, no, that's a tough relationship to have there, you know. But
Hmm.
as far as my students go, it's different because I talk to them different. And I get that all the time, you know, from Sophia. Like, well, if your students only knew how you talk to Danielle, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, they're not my kid. That's the difference. Like, Danielle's my kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's my daughter. I talk to her a different way. I have adults and kids that aren't my kids and adults that are adults, man. I can't talk to them any
Mm-hmm.
kind of way. You know what I mean? I talk to my students in a different manner, you know. Um, it's just different. And so I have to be
Mm-hmm.
able to, I just know how to talk to different people. And I have to
Mm-hmm.
be able to coach my students in a way to
It's a
where
lot about feeling, right?
I'm not putting them down or belittling them. It's not like I do that to Danielle, but I get what they get what I want, the expectations that I want, and we get the job done with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Awesome.
it's just it's two different things. But to having your
Mm-hmm.
daughter, you know, your child as your student and competitor at that level, yeah, it's tough because we train a lot together. We're close to the same size, so I mean, we get on the mat and. You know, I'm not really trying to take it. I'm not trying to take it easy on
She
her.
tells me.
Yeah, you know, we fight, you know, and sometimes it's a real fight.
A lot of times I'm the ear.
Yeah, it's a real fight, man. When we get off the mat and we barely shake hands. Like it's like a slap handshake and we don't even talk afterwards because that's how bad that's how hard we just fought on the mat. But I know
Mhm.
like, hey, you're not gonna get that hard that you know you're not gonna get that much harder of a fight out there than what I just gave you right now on the mat. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you know it's tough. It's tough. You know, but
Yes.
like I said, I think I've proven over the years that we can get that job done.
No, 100%. Everything that she has accomplished, and like one last thing here. Like, if you cannot finish in under 1 hour, we can go back live, no problem to finish. But like, so I have a questions here, like from Petra and from Petra, my wife, Beauty Petra, and then from Dustin Shellhammer, one of my students, an American hero. Like, so they both have the same question, just change like the subject and the matter that Petra asks your proudest moment as a competitor, and then Dustin asks your proudest moment as a coach.
Man, you know that's tough because I think as much as I fought, um, I think I wanted to win so many titles. Like each title has its own moment. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the first Master Worlds has like Bernardo Patel like in the finals, like in the pyramid, like that's a story in itself. And then uh, you know the one in I think it was 2017 or 2018 that I won the you know there's like 30 people in my bracket. You know, I just won Master Worlds a couple years ago. You
Yeah,
know,
18, 2018.
18. So, you know, there was maybe 12 in my bracket, like in 2012 and in 2014 when I won. But then now, I didn't want anyone to ever say, well, he just won and there was only like a couple guys in his bracket. But they don't realize who was in that small bracket, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
then to go to 2018 and there's 30 people, 32 people in your bracket, and they're all, the good majority of them are all beasts, and I won that one. So that was a really proud moment because it's like, okay, no one can say, well, hey, he can't go and win
Mm-hmm.
that many matches and that many in a division. I proved I can do that. You know, the Master International in Rio was a milestone for me because of where it's at. You see what I'm saying? The location
Mm-hmm.
and the history there, and the one in Sao Paulo against Felipe Costa, Brazil. You know, I don't really have like a one specific like proud moment. I have a bunch of them because each one has
Mm-hmm.
their own significant story to each one. You know, um, and as far as coaching wise, I would probably say there's a lot of those too. Um, of course, a lot of the Dallas Opens are great coaching moments for me because we're home
Mm-hmm.
and my students can go out and execute what we're working on
Mm-hmm.
and help the team win. But probably like I think I had Justin Reveloso, Austin Kells, and I think it was Jesse all win the Blue Belt Juvenile Worlds
Mm-hmm.
that same weekend. like where we had 3 world champions.
Yes.
Because I mean,
I remember. Like I'm look,
I
just
mean,
for you when you talk. I remember. I
I
remember.
mean, I'm like, we're fighting people from all over. I mean, I remember Austin Kells is in the finals. He's fighting, he's fighting guys from, where Leandro Lowe was at, like, a long time ago.
Cicero Costa.
I mean, just, it was unreal. It was unreal. Man, all the years of hard work, and then to put it all together and then go and coach these kids against high-level kids coming from Brazil and Japan, and we're all the places that they came from.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come home with like 3 gold medals like that year, man. Like it was great, Of course, Janelle, when she finally won, she won Worlds at brown belt, because she was winning all the opens, killing it all over everywhere, but she just wasn't winning that one tournament. You know what I mean? And to be there and to see her expression on her face, and she's crying, and it's unreal. I mean, like it's a moment of like we did it. We did it. We finally did it. No one can say you're not a world champion anymore, and you just won the opens. Like you're that. And we did that. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Nice.
But, just a couple that come to the top of my head.
Awesome. Yeah, like me from the outside, like of course, like with Daniele, like me like seeing you as a coach, all right, and then the kids winning the World Juvenile, and then I'm gonna put like Jordan winning the absolute of the nationals as well. That was insane.
Yeah.
He lost a match that he couldn't lose like in the division, right? And then came back on the absolute, and the guys that he beat, I think was like. And then you couldn't be there because you were going to miss the flight, so I had to coach it.
Right. Yep.
And a crowd against me, I was by my own. That was insane. And then you as a competitor, me as your coach. For me, it was like the both times that you won in Brazil, the International Masters and Seniors and the Brazilian, because the world titles, they are more important. It's just for me as a coach meant so much, like you win in Brazil and the guys that you won, that man, I cannot describe how I felt, because like you cried when you won Brazil and I cried with you, was insane. Like I cannot, I think only when you live the moment, like you can like try to comprehend, because it's even when you live in the moment, it's hard to understand. There's too much feelings involved.
Yeah.
But like I knew like all the sacrifice that you made for that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, like great conversation.
Are you able to record this and keep it, or it doesn't?
I can save. I gonna see I know that I can save. I think on my phone I can record, but I have a distance on Alex. I don't know. I know that I can save. I'm gonna see if I can send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, this is good stuff. I'd love to have that.
But you can also like put the replay and record. You can do that.
Okay. Okay. So,
all right, my friends. Good talk to you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate everyone hopping on. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yes. I think you're gonna have to do that once again, because too many stories. Like we talk really fast here today.
Yeah. I have a lot
of stories.
Yeah, for sure. A lot. I'd love to share some more things for sure.
Of course, we're gonna do. Maybe we can try to set up to do another one again next week.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, my friend. Good talk to you. Stay safe. Hopefully, we're gonna be able to see each other again soon.
Yes, sir.
All the best for me, Sophia. I saw that she was watching as well, and to Daniele.
All right, and then peace to everyone else watching. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Os guys.